You filthy animals. I asked my community how much they want to smash all of the Smash Bros characters, and I got 1,578 responses. Min, because the noodle arms present an interesting aspect to the experience. Very proper. You would have to remove me with a crowbar. I asked people to rank between a 1 and a 5, with a 1 meaning you would rather and a 5 meaning you want to get it on like Donkey Kong, which is about once every 3 hours if the time is right, apparently. My God. There are children in Super Smash Brothers. So I had to cut some characters from the poll. These ones were very easy to cut. They're just humans under 18. But some were a little bit more difficult, and I might have accidentally added some to the poll, like Roy, who is 15 apparently. I didn't know Roy is 15. Now, Pokemon Trainer is like 10 years old, so that is banned. But the Pokemon themselves, I added to the poll individually. But Pichu is a baby Pokemon, so they are banned. Also, Bowser Jr. is 13 and Diddy Kong is 10. Now here is when things get interesting. I'm gonna get cancelled for this video. Pit is physically 13 years old. However, yeah, if you ever hear someone start a sentence like that in real life, walk away. Run away. However, he is an angel who is apparently like immortal, and he's been alive for hundreds of years. Another ethical dilemma. Dark Pit. You might be thinking I would just let Dark Pit in because Pit is allowed in. But Dark Pit is a clone of Pit. And if they made a clone of someone who is 40 but they look like they're 10, and you say, oh, it's just a clone though, they actually are 40, but it's just like a doll, I think that's illegal. Now the first award is going to go to the bottom 5 least smashable characters. And your number 1 least smashable character with an average rating of 1.17 is Duck Hunt. We had comments such as, I don't want to smash one animal, let alone 2. And Duck Hunt, I'm kinda against the idea of smashing a dog. Wait, kinda. Coming in as the second least smashable character with an average rating of 1.31, Squirtle. It is a realistic turtle that looks like a baby, even if it technically isn't. But not all of you are so faithful, so innocent, so Christian. Well, there was a few comments on people who elected Squirtle as their most smashable character. Squirtle, because he could squirt on me, and all I'm saying, they call him Squirtle for a reason. Your third least smashable character with a rating of 1.34 is Pikachu. Now this one took me a bit off guard because Pikachu, you know, he's famous. He's like the icon of Pokemon. But people said, Pikachu, I'd rather just be bros with him. Bros before hoes. And Pikachu, because that's weird AF. It can also shock my... The fourth least smashable character with a 1.36 was Ivysaur. Ivysaur, because I've already done it to his plush. And it wasn't good, I'm guessing. It was awful. Someone gave Ivysaur a 5 out of 5. You absolute freaks. Ivysaur, 5 out of 5. The tentacles are perfection. I guess, you know, the whips and stuff as well. People are into that, aren't they? And finally, your fifth least smashable character was Banjo and Kazooie. I don't want to hear him saying, gah. And that's fair enough. Let's move on to the next award. Most controversial character. Now, I went through and there were 3 standout nominees. The first one had 286 people giving this character a 1 out of 5, but 237 people gave them a 5 out of 5. This was the 17th most smashable character, and that is Link. With someone saying Link, he was literally my bi-awakening. A hot man, a very divisive topic there, pretty much splitting everyone in half. However, the next nominee is a woman who is the 16th most smashable character. 226 people giving her a 1 out of 5, but 347 giving her a 5 out of 5. And that is Min. Now here are some responses from people who wanted to canoodle with the noodle woman. Min, because the noodle arms present an interesting aspect to the experience. Very proper. You would have to remove me with a crowbar. And your third and final nominee for the most most controversial character in the list, with 438 people giving them a 1 out of 5 and 316 giving them a 5 out of 5, leaving them as the 18th most smashable character. That is Sephiroth. Now, there were no comments saying that Sephiroth was the least smashable character, but people who wanted to get it on with Sephiroth said Sephiroth because he can handle big swords. My man. Another response was Sephiroth because he is hot. I'm not gay, but Sephiroth is the exception. I'm not sure if that's allowed. Is that how that, you know, that can't be allowed. And I'm giving the award to Sephiroth because they had the most 1 and 5 votes overall. Biggest difference in echoes. For those of you who didn't know, there are some echo characters in Smash Bros. Ultimate which are pretty much clones, such as Daisy and Peach. Now, to my surprise, an interesting data point, even though they're both males and so similar, Simon got a rating of 1.94 and Richter got a rating of 2.39. That is a big difference, because in my mind, they're pretty much similar. Now, coming in at second place for the biggest echo difference was Marth, a 2.45, and Lucina with 3.68, leaving them a 1.23 difference, which makes a fair bit of sense. Marth is a man, Lucina is a woman. I feel like more of my audience are into women. But interestingly enough, the #1 difference between echoes was not between a man and a woman. It was in fact between a woman and a ball of Dark Samus and Dark Samus, the next one. And for those of you who didn't know, Samus is actually a woman underneath the suit, but some people were really into the suit being on. For example, this person says the suit stays on during sex. People who weren't into Dark Samus, though, did bring up some great points. For example, Dark Samus is evil, so she might just kill you before you get to Smash. And that would suck. That would suck. Imagine you're trying to smash someone and then they kill you. Yeah. What a waste of time. A bit of lore is Dark Samus was also created by Phazon, which is a highly radioactive substance. So Dark Samus is pretty much just like a cancer clone. And so some people were worried that she was going to give you cancer if you know. Highest ranked non-human. This was a bit difficult to pin down, but I thought I'd make it simple and just do characters that are definitely not looking anything like a human. So Pyra and Mithra were excluded because they're like a sword or something. Wii Fit, I don't know what you are, but you're excluded because you look pretty human. Min Min, even though she's got noodle arms, like her face, like, you know, she looks like a human. So this is things that are definitely not human, and this one really surprised me. The #2 spot, very close to getting the #1. With an average rating of 1.92, making them the 43rd most smashable character in Smash Bros, we had Isabelle. She is cute, and it might relieve some of her office stress. Wow, what a nice guy. Just looking out for the dogs. And another response that said, I mean, under no exaggeration, that if you want nothing but a simple, peaceful, and casual life, then Isabelle is the option for that. Not only is Isabelle easily the smartest, non-psychic, omnipotent on the roster with nearly 20 university degrees under her belt, but she also got a casual job working as a secretary for a mayor and a tycoon, Tom Nook. So, with Isabelle, you're set for life based solely off her job alone, but you're also smashing one of the smartest people in the entire roster. And all you have to lose is being called a furry. And if that's what it takes to smash the perfect wife material, then yes, I am a furry. Don't cut me just saying that out of context, by the way.
I am a furry.
I am a furry.
I am a furry.
But in an absolutely shocking twist of events. But it makes sense when you really think about it. With a rating of 1.94, the 41st most smashable character is Bowser. Bowser is the most smashable non-human character. What? Bowser, he's a dad, and I like fat dads. He's a buff man with a soft spot for people he really cares about. That's a great comment there. And it actually opened my eyes to why Bowser is put on this spot. Bowser is literally the classic, like, women rom-com stereotype, or like the Beauty and the Beast. Plus, he's kind of like the leader of the bad guys, so he's also like the stereotypical, like, so he's like the rich, evil, dark man who could kill all the other men, super alpha. But maybe I could change him. Maybe he has a little soft spot because he's a dad and he's got a kid, and that's so cute. This is one of those women things that I didn't get it at first, but I get it now. I get it. Lowest ranked human. Now, interestingly enough, this human came well below the rest with an average rating of 1.63, making them the 60th most smashable character, far less smashable than Bowser. We have Villager. Villager looks like a child, but they're actually like in their 20s or something. They're a definite adult, you know? They moved to this island, they got their house, they got a mortgage and all that stuff. Canonically, they are adult, but they look very human. I mean, look very child, and that's why people put them so low. I like this comment the best. It said, Villager looks like a child and have no dumpy. And if you have no dumpy, how we gonna smash, bro? Highest ranked villain! Now, there was a clear favorite here. The highest ranked villain with an average rating of 2.84, making them the 18th most smashable character. The #1 most smashable villain is Sephiroth, the controversial man himself. We talked about him before, so let's move on to the next award. Highest ranked man! Now, I will say that this did not include characters where you could be a woman, but you could switch the alt in the skins to a man, or vice versa, because I wanted to make it clear cut. This is a man, and people are into this man. And that character, with a rating of 2.98, making them the 17th most smashable character, one spot higher than Sephiroth, and that is Link, the people's choice for their bi-awakening. So congratulations to Link. You are the most smashable man in Super Smash Brothers. Now, before I get on to showing you guys just the entire list and getting to the top 5, my favorite award is coming up, and that is, do you want extra members only content or to get better at Smash Bros? Well, for only $4 you can become a member. You get full access to the School of Smash course, and you get extra content every single week. It's only $4. $4. You would be an absolute idiot to not check it out. It's only $4. The most unexpected. Now, I'm giving this award out to these 3 characters, which for me took me by surprise, but for some of you, it might not at all. With a 2.4, making them the 27th most smashable character, we have Luigi. Luigi was above Richter and Ryu. He was above his brother Mario. People really wanted to smash Luigi. You know what? Nice guys don't always finish last, it seems like. A lot of people were really into Luigi because he was prime boyfriend material. Another person said, I love him. Another person said he would treat me right. So Luigi was really up there because he just seems like a nice guy. Another character that took me by surprise was Kirby. Kirby was a 1.79 and only the 51st most smashable character. I thought Kirby, I might be putting myself on blast here, but I thought Kirby would be a lot higher because of the neutral B. You know, like you could do that, but people were saying Kirby was too innocent and Kirby was too pure. And the third character I'd like to hand this award out to was Mr. Game & Watch, who did pretty well for himself considering he's literally 2D. I thought nobody would want to smash Mr. Game & Watch. He'd just be getting paper cuts all day long, and he's like, it's like nothing. Like, how you gonna, like, it's like this. How am I gonna have sex with this? But you guys are crazy. You're willing to explore. People were saying, I'm curious how the 2D works. Another person said Game & Watch, just out of curiosity. So at least you guys are trying to explore your boundaries, you know? You can stroke it out and use him to clean up after. All right. That is all the awards other than the top 5. So here is the list of the most smashable characters other than the top 5. And now it's time for the top 5 most smashable characters in Super Smash Bros. What a stupid video this is. But coming in at number 5 with a ranking of 3.97. Oh man, this character is smashable. We have Rosalina and Luma. Now, what made you guys want to smash Rosalina so bad? Because there's a lot of nice ladies on there, but Rosalina and Luma, she's a 7'7". Is she 7'7"? She is 7'7". She's 7'7", and all the Lumas could prove a unique experience. You know what? You're right. Some more great comments, such as Big Space Mummy and she gives mummy vibes. That's awesome. Coming in at number 4, also with a rating of 3.97, but instead of 3.970, it was 3.972. We have Daisy, who, interestingly enough, placed a little bit higher than Peach, with someone saying redheads for life. She's bad as hell and also got a spicy personality. I think that's what pushed her over the line here, because someone else said, Daisy, I prefer her attitude. And Peach is kind of just like, me, Mario. But Daisy's like, oh yeah, let's smash. But at number 3, with a rating of 4.20, haha, 420, just blaze it, we have Pyra and Mithra. I didn't put these characters together. Maybe I should have separated them. I don't know. Apparently Mithra brings the attitude and Pyra brings the wholesomeness lol. So you get a bit of both worlds. You get a bit of Peach and Daisy if you go for Pyra and Mithra. 4 big what more could a man want? Pyra and Mithra, they are both absolutely stacked. Plus they can swap. So if one gets tired, they could just swap into the other one. See the vision. Coming in at number 2 with a rating of 4.23, we have Palutena, the goddess. She is quite beautiful, I must admit there. We had someone say Palutena's side taunt. I'm going to now Google what her side taunt is, because I don't quite get it. I now understand. Now coming in at your number 1 spot, the most smashable character in Super Smash Bros. With a rating of 4.31. 865 out of 1,578 people giving her a 5 out of 5. Zero Suit Samus is the most smashable character, ladies and gentlemen. And why? Let's get into why, goddammit. Subspace Emissary woke something in me. I know exactly what you mean, brother. Bad AF and freaky electric whip. She would bounce on it. Built like an Amazonian, agility of an Olympian. That flexibility would be fun. Hot and a badass. Look at her. And what that stun gun do? She's a tall blonde dummy mummy. Okay, we need to end the video. We need to end the video now.